an agriculture program. Last year it was just agriculture, back in 2022. So all we did was go to Hubble House, went to this farm called Ironwood. We go to Cheese Bus. This year, Ms. Delgado actually decided to have it half agriculture, half nutrition. So because of her, we have that new opportunity for us, because part of agriculture is also growing the food and eating it, right? So now we finally get to do that. So we grow our fresh herbs here. We can cook them in the kitchen. Today is our celebration of learning, they're calling it. So parents, families, teachers, farmers as well are welcome to come eat some of our food. I believe this is going to heavily influence my career path, because I really want to be a real estate agent. And originally my plan was going to be selling houses, you know, like any real estate agent does. But now I feel like I can do something for land rights for farmers as well. So I feel like that really opened my eyes to a whole new world of possibilities that I didn't even know existed. I love being in this program, and I hope it gets bigger every year, and maybe you can go to more farms, learn some more cooking. I guess that's it. They also have like these big old cans for the water that collects rainwater. But now we have this nice big greenhouse thanks to a grant. I think Mr. Wright was actually the one that pulled that out. So big thanks to him. Also, some of the crew at Hubble also helped with that as well. You might know Mayim. Yeah, he told me a story about like the reason why I have raised beds, not like the lowered ones. He told me that the ground was as hard as asphalt. Like he just could not like pick through it, and it was like the hot sun in July. So, you know, a little history. That's basil right there. Got some basil. This is cucumber. And some more cucumber. These are onions. I think earlier we planted, I think it was garlic, but it didn't do too well because I think we planted it too deep. These are tomatoes. So tomatoes are probably vines. So that's why we need to like support them up here and drill grout. It's actually one right there. So obviously they're not ripe yet. Just give them like I think a few months. And right here's lettuce. So we planted a little too deep. Those ones are just, you know, ones that actually grew right. This is actually the newest part of the greenhouse. When I was a sophomore last year, I actually worked here. I was the one that actually dug out the hole. I remember there's like a huge like pipe system underneath here, and that's like the drain pipe right there. So basically rainwater comes down that ditch, goes down there, and then like the water like seeps into the ground. It's like an old like Native American farming technique. Basically, we'd bury the oyas down in like a little hole, bury it, put water in it, and then it would slowly like seep out the water. So you can like leave it like that for days until it runs out. So now we get more opportunities to actually cook the food that we grow. So, for example, I believe that there's like this big like jar of lemonade that we made. We made it with basil syrup instead of sugar. So basically we made like a simple syrup with sugar, and then we got some of the basil that we pulled out from the garden right here. So I think that's very interesting. Last year the greenhouse was actually in terrible condition. It was completely abandoned, some people told me. I wasn't here for that though. I think it's due to Mr. Ray. I know something happened with APS. Basically, Mayim, I think I told you about him earlier. He was supposed to come work here, but APS took too long with the hiring process. So, you know, he had to get money, he had to get a job, so he just couldn't. So, you know, you didn't have a greenhouse manager for a while. But I think this year, Ms. Delgado actually took up the mantle. So we might actually have an agriculture program again here at Rio Grande. Salad. I got bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, the works. Anything under there. That's for salad. That is macaroni with pesto and parmesan. I like to think the pesto is from the basil from the greenhouse. So I know the lemonade is over here. I believe that's salsa. Yeah. So broken down to the board. So it is very sweet. These are puff pasties. So This one's with cream cheese, chicken, and chili. And this one's with cream cheese, chicken, no chili. I think there's an apple variety somewhere, but I'm not too sure. They're like mini apple pies, really good. This is watermelon, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, here are the apple ones. So have you ever like McDonald's apple pie? Think like that, but way better. You can try one as well. Yeah, no problem.
My students, our students, the whole community students, have worked really, really hard this year. I'm so proud of them. They have volunteered to do additional non-paid hours. They have been all over the place. And that really builds character. One of the things that I see as a teacher after COVID is we suffer a lot from social skills. And so being on those laptops was real comfortable for a while, and having taught JNP, which is one of our community partners here today, through the city of Albuquerque. I've been involved with that for over 10 years, I think. I've been teaching for 14 or 15. It's an amazing program. Kids might realize what they like in an internship or what they don't like. It's just as valuable to realize both of those things when you're out there. And that helps you determine what works best for you and what suits you as an individual. But what I do know, having taught 4 levels of this, that when these kids start, they need that bridge to the community. They need that help. But within 2 years, they're clear sailing. Like, I got the job. I'm doing fine. They may have a question or two that they need to come back and ask you with on how to handle this or that. But it's an invaluable experience internship programs are. And so for that, we're really grateful. But our internship program would have never been a success without all of you here today. And I really do thank you. We have CTE that's here that has funded our program through Perkins Grant and the state of New Mexico. So we're very grateful to them. We have a greenhouse manager that's been great. This has not been an easy job. When you have to stand out there in this heat, it is not easy. Our kids, we've had a couple of times where like one or another one of us got a little cranky. And so, me included. And so, we really did well to be understanding, to be kind, to take 5, walk away, right, and regroup. So, Dominic is one of our EAs. Really grateful for Dominic, and Alicia is the other EA. We have been in several locations at one time, and we have, our program is inclusive of English language learners, special ed students, regular ed. So even in our small group, we're quite diversified. Important. And so Dominic is an EA, and Alicia that's been able to take some to the bio park while we're in Hubble House, while you're in Chispas Farms, right? So that's been great. Jennifer has been our support through New Mexico 2050. We work with a nonprofit that funded Jennifer's salary. Come on in. I see more people. That funded Jennifer's salary. I don't know where John is. He ought to be on his way. But really grateful for that because, I'm just getting through this cleaning up, and tomorrow we got a field trip. We're going to UNM tomorrow. We're going to tour UNM Gardens. We're going to speak to, it was important that we got a little bit of the scholarship information in there. A lot of students came to me this year and said, I can't afford to go to UNM. And I'm like, what? What? Yes, you can. Let's get you on track. sustainability. We're going to fit in as much as we can fit in. Last week we were really lucky to go to a high-end operation. And so it's important that our kids don't just dig in the dirt in the South Valley, that they see everything in between, including hospitality and tourism. This program introduces nutrition and food, and all of the career paths, many of them, that are in between. We don't have a curriculum on it, but it's easiest to think of farm to table, okay? So, we got to go see how they distill their lavender at Los Poblanos, and how they find out how they chose the birds that are on the property. Small animal science fits underneath agriculture in the curriculum. That takes us to our kiddos that were at the biopark. We did the wildlife refuge on a weekly basis. We have done La Familia Growers Market. We have done Chispas Farm Plant Sale. Our other weekly partner is Chispas Farms that are here, and Hubble House. Not to forget, Hubble House has been a wonderful source. That's Bernalillo County. So we have the county, the city, we have the organic farms, we have UNM, we have post-secondary partners. So like, the world's our oyster, and this is our first year running this operation this way, and we only hope to build and grow those community partnerships next year. So, Hubble House, you'll see a bunch of students that are around. They are the YCC, and what's it, Youth Conservation Corps, right? And so we have partnered with them at Hubble House and worked side by side with another internship group. And we also have worked with Polk Middle School. So that's one of our feeder schools. So I mean, like, it checks all the boxes, okay? We've really gone out of our way. And I have to say, our little group ranges from, has graduated already, and we allowed one to come back. She's been involved for several years. And we have 2 incoming 9th graders. And what a foundation they have laid and made friendships already before coming in. I mean, they feel totally connected coming in and have gotten involved with other things, our sports programs and everything else. So Julius and Jeffrey are our 2, but Jeffrey told me, because I think this is really special. Are you gonna help me? So I asked Jeffrey's permission. Jeffrey has only been in this country for 8 months. And so can you imagine that when we're walking in 100-degree heat through the Albuquerque Zoo, and most of our kids are going, oh, I've seen this before, that every single thing that Jeffrey was seeing was new. The food he's eating is new. The food he's growing is new. This is our JMP group, and this is our non-JMP group, which is funded through CTE and Mr. George. George runs a huge internship program and is developing internship programs for the entire APS. So we are only going to grow together and expand. George will be having one of these in a couple of weeks for his interns. How many interns do we have?
Just 10, very honest.
Oh.
And give you 135. But we'll get there.
We'll get there. You know, we developed exit surveys, we developed all sorts of things. So we're really working on improving the whole process, and each year it'll get better, hopefully. As long as you all keep help funding this, and we'll do our part. I also want to thank Tori Stevens, who's the head of CT It's now called Career Connected Learning, and I'm having a hard time transitioning. So, yeah, we all are. But I really want to be thankful to her. And I'm just going to read you really quickly. Our principal wanted to be here, but they are all in principal training. I guess, you know, we're starting early. So, she texted me last night and said, "Hi Janet, thank you so much for the invite to celebrate the hard work that you have led with your students. Unfortunately, I have to be at a mandatory administrative meeting. Please send my regards and congratulations to the students for all your hard work. Also, a special thanks to you as the teacher, EAs, and community partners for your leadership and support. What a great summer of growth." So that's nice to hear. And last but not least, before I release everybody, John, you want to come in and say a word? I just once again thank you for sharing the best group of students I could have had, parents. It was just a wonderful summer. And thank you, community partners. Thank you, APS. Thank you to my staff, because it takes a village. And it was just really, really a wonderful experience. So this is one of our community partners, John Wright. We partnered together 12 years ago and started the concept here at Rio Grande. And here we are back together. He has retired and is trying to get out, but we're not letting him. So he's got a ton of knowledge and knows what he's doing, so we're tapping into that knowledge. And go ahead, John.
All the students are going to get a certificate of completion for completing the internship program. Janet didn't mention to you, if you're not already aware, they're going to earn some credit and things like this, but this is a valuable step in the direction of their lives in terms of getting some real work experience. And they should be proud of themselves, and I'm sure you're proud of them too, because this is not an easy task coming here in the summer, especially. But you know, working outside in the heat and then dealing with all the logistics and going to different places, so it's a real challenge, and they really need to be.
But what I'm going to do is guide you out this door and into the next to please eat a lot of nice food.
I work here at the Rio Grande Highschool Agriculture and Nutrition program, and I'm here to talk about Chispas Farms. What they do there is they grow a bunch of plants, and they have chickens, they have goats, they have sheep. And what we did there was we helped out with whatever was needed the days that we were there, which oftentimes was weeding. But we also got to take care of the animals. We helped carry feed. We learned how to plant crops and what time you need to plant crops, how it's done, how to harvest crops. I'm very thankful that I learned how to be independent on my own, how to grow my own food, how to water, how to basically do everything. If, quote unquote, the apocalypse were to happen, I could take care of myself finally. My career goals is eventually I want to own my own bakery, but in order to do that, I need to be able to have supplies and whatnot. And this has helped me a lot by finding suppliers, people who can supply me with flour or any, if I do like savory pastries, any of the vegetables I need. And I hope someday maybe I might be able to retire in the mountains and have my own farm.
I quit the dance team like my sophomore year, and then I had Janet from our culinary, and so then she told me that there's this program with JP, like you get paid and you get your hours in. So my mom has her own business, so I was like, but this sounds great. I could get paid for working with my mother, because you know. So I finally got joined in, and so then what you pretty much have to do, she gives you like homework like every like once in a while. This is like during the school time, not the summertime. So then you just like do homework, you do your hours, you give your hour sheets in, and then that's pretty much it. And then you get paid like at like Like you get paid like there's like the summertime, and then there's the winter time you get paid. So there's that time, and then you're also guaranteed a summer job, which this is the summer job. This is what led me. I want to be a librarian for elementary kids. So like this pretty much I guess helps. Like I got to work when I did the other. Remember I told you to get my hours in. So when I was getting my hours in during the school time, I was able to go work at this elementary school, and I got to work with the little kids. So that's pretty much like how it helped to help me like see how pretty much it is, like if I would really like this. So I would think that helps.
Sure, my name's Janet Delgado, and I'm a teacher here at Rio Grande High School. I teach culinary arts, 4 levels. I'm a ProStart certified culinary teacher, and I also teach JMP, Job Mentorship Program with the City of Albuquerque. And this summer, I'm pleased to teach the Agriculture Nutrition Internship Program. I had done culinary as a background, different things, caterings and different, I had all sorts of experience. And so when the job position came available at Rio Grande, not many people wanted to work at Rio Grande. And I said, I'll take it. And then they said, you won't stay. And 15 years later, here I am. We've renovated 3 rooms, and we have a full commercial kitchen, another kitchen, and a classroom. So I work with internship programs, have an internship background, love to do that kind of work, love to help students bridge to the community. I have my MBA in educational leadership, and I have an admin license, but I love doing what I do. So my dissertation was bridging students to the community for my master's degree. So really an interest of mine. I work with JMP, then this opportunity came available to take over the ag. I had started it 12 years ago here, and then we had an ag teacher, and then we currently don't have an ag teacher, so there was the potential of losing the program. So either I stepped up and ran the program, and so with partnerships, community partnerships, they were able to support me through the process, and I think we've laid the great foundation for a wonderful program and plan to build on it for next year. And I love it because of the connection with the kids. So if you cannot connect with your students, they'll eat you alive. It just won't work. They sniff it out. So it's the connection with the students, and then the students connect with the community, and then the community benefits. They come back, they enrich the community, hopefully, and it's a win-win situation. So I really believe in community partnerships. I work with community schools. I work with anything community I could get involved in. Community schools, Bernalillo County. I think that there should be multiple stakeholders in our students' education. Not all families are there for people, and or for whatever reason, right? But the community can all build that foundation for the student and make that student a successful student.
What's your favorite food item for today on the menu?
Hey, I'm really loving the basil lemonade, and the basil was grown in our greenhouse.
Yeah.
So I'm particularly proud of that. Right now, unfortunately, a lot of the crops won't be in until the end of August, beginning of September. So we knew that people would ask, did you grow this? Did you grow this? So we've got a lot planted, and a lot will be coming in just in time for the fall culinary classes. So, but the basil is in, and so that's in our lemonade. Well, I wrote the grant for the greenhouse, and with our community partner, John Wright, who's New Mexico 2050. He was originally a teacher here, so we worked together 12 years ago, and we didn't write the grant 12 years ago, I guess it was about 5. And so now it was only fitting that we jumped back in and took over, because we didn't want to see the program disappear, because it's so beneficial. In addition to just growing plants, The amount of career opportunities, if you think of it from farm to table, is insane. Whether it's hospitality, whether it's distilling lavender, whether it's working with small animals. So the exposure to all these different career pathways to hopefully capture interest of any of our students. You don't know, it could be catering for today's event. It could be anywhere, it could be food photography. It could be anywhere in between. So the importance is to expose them to as much as you can, and something will work for them.